Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to today's edition of the Vantage Point. On today's program, I'll be talking with Mr. Maqsood Mansoor. He is the chairman of Humanity First Guyana. That is a non-governmental organization based here in Guyana, and it has a humanitarian mandate. They're doing some projects across the country in several regions, and Mr. Mansoor will be telling us a bit about the company, the entity, and some of the work they do, and what are the plans in the months ahead. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so first of all, just tell me a bit about Humanity First Guyana. How long it has been in Guyana? How long it has been in existence here?
In Humanity First Guyana has been registered since 2018, and we are actually part of the international NGO, which is also Humanity First. And our parent organization is in USA, so we are under the umbrella of Humanity First USA. And all over the world, wherever Humanity First is the mandate and the programs are very similar to restore the communities, build the communities, help the people, and make them self-independent, that they, grow and develop themselves. It's not that they're always dependent on something else, some other foreign aid. They are independent. So Humanity First in Guyana, we started in 2018, and we're doing different programs under this NGO.
Okay, so what are some of the regions? Is it in Georgetown, or you have different regions within which you have plans or programs or projects?
Yes, we have in 5 different locations actually. Of course, in Georgetown, we started in Myconi, Iflet, Berbice. In Berbice, we have New Amsterdam, Rosignol, and then Linden, of course. So in these 5 different areas, we have one program which we started since 2018, that was food hampers. So we're providing 40 meals per family every 6 weeks. And so in a year, basically, we are providing 54,000 meals to 150 families in 5 different locations throughout the year. That is one program which we started.
Okay, and how do you plan the areas or the families that you're assisting? How do you know where? Do you have like somebody precedingly go to the area, find out which areas in the communities?
Well, we have volunteers. This NGO basically mainly works with volunteers. We have 99%, you can say, all the workers are volunteer. So different volunteer, different regions, they help us to identify needy people, disabled persons, senior citizens, and of course we have a system whereby we vet them. There's a form that they're supposed to fill it out, and then our volunteers from the headquarters go and check. And when the foods are distributed, we normally try to have pictures, so that's a record as well, and it's part of accountability as well. So because of the network of volunteers, we're trying to reach out maximum people in the society, because one person cannot have eyes all over the places, and sometimes a person would know in their neighbors, in their maybe family, or maybe in their community, that is well-deserved needy person that we should help. So that's why we try to reach out to people, and they should tell us so that we know where to go and where to help.
Okay, so is it only about assisting with food, or do you have another program or project? For instance, education. Do you have programs such as that would more long term?
Definitely, yeah. This is just a beginning, and that was basic program. The other program, well, let me cover the food aspect. We under the food security program. The other program which we started was cooking meals and giving it to a homeless and needy person. That you can say comes under the rehabilitation of homeless and street dwellers. So every week we cook 120 meals and go, in Georgetown, different location where most of the homeless and needy people are. For example, Border Market, or by Starbuck Market, Post Office, or Leopold Street, and we give it to them. But along with that program, we also started you can say, medical outreach, whereby we check their blood pressure, blood sugar, and we treating their wounds. You know, a lot of homeless people, you would see that they have wounds and they're limping, they have some injuries, and they don't go to a hospital to get it treated. So we are, you know, going to them, treating their wounds, and dressing them. And of course, we have, you know, from medical professionals, we have team of doctors who go and help and volunteer. As far as the knowledge concerned, we have a program, Knowledge for Life, under which we have different programs. Right now, what we are doing, we are offering free classes to the foreigners. You know, we have a lot of foreigners coming from Venezuela, Cuba, and they need English to learn. They need English to survive. So we are offering those free classes to these foreigners. That is one program.
And that is, where is that? Where location?
And right where our headquarters is. Our headquarters is in Queenstown, Georgetown. So right.
Looney Street.
Ornock and Landscape Street.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes, 198 Ornock and Landscape Street. So we have headquarter. We had other programs too. For example, last year we had very successful program in which we talk about psychology. We had 4 different topics: emotional intelligence, anger management, stress management, and conflict resolution. So that program lasted for a whole month, and each week we discuss one topic, and we have interactive discussion where a psychologist came and he gave presentation and engaged the audience. So, you know, so we're looking actually more in these programs that we want to do in future, engage our people and, you know, give more knowledge to them.
So do you have a, how do you measure your performance? Let's say at the end of the year you submit a report and then you see what are some of the things that you may need to improve in.
Well, we submit report as soon as we finish our program. For example, this weekend alone we had medical outreach on Saturday and then cooking program on Sunday. So as soon as we do, we take pictures. That is serve 2 purposes. One is accountability, second is reporting too. And then we do the calculation how much we achieve during that program. And because of we are doing regularly now, so we know, okay, this is average thing, because our target is to reach at least 100 people in Georgetown. We also started a cooking program in New Amsterdam, whereby we cook about 30 meals and go to homeless and needy people and give it to them. So we see we have target, we make calendar for the whole year. For example, for 2020, we already made calendar what we want to achieve. So this year, 2020, we want to do every month, almost every month, we want to have a medical outreach, right? And we have different location to go. So what we do is to see if we have reached our target or not. So far we are, you know, we're very successul in achieving our targets.
But you may have had some challenges along the way.
Definitely.
What are some of those, and how did you manage to, you know, overcome them?
Well, as far as the financial challenge, we don't have, because all of our funding is coming from USA, and we have donors, a lot of donors. But as far as the volunteer concerned, yes, we have some challenges. So we try to recruit more and more volunteers, and thereby, by extension, I can also offer, if anybody is interested in volunteering in any of the program, they're most welcome to be part of this.
And how can they contact you? How can they make contact with you or the organization?
Well, they can either contact us through the Facebook page. We have a dedicated Facebook page.
This is Humanity First Guyana.
Yes, they can search it Humanity First Guyana and they would find us. We have even one form online whereby they can go on that form, they can sign up for free, and they can tell us what they want to do, how they can you know, make a difference in the community, and we would be, you know, very happy to have them. And so we need to expand our capacity. More volunteers are there, more we can do, you know. So right now that is our goal, because there are a lot of programs that we want to do. For example, our next project which we are looking at is to have computer classes. So we're trying to get computers, laptops, and we need volunteers where they can come and teach people for free. or if they are charging, some nominal fee, then, we have to see how we can survive. So we have to have some program too. But we need more and more people. So that's, you can say, one of the challenge we have.
What about traveling to areas? Do you have that, like, for instance, you said you're in other regions, transportation, not the outlying regions of Guyana, like for instance region 7, region 9. You're not in those regions as yet?
Not as yet. Again, it depends on the volunteers. If there is somebody from that region is willing to be part of us and they're willing to volunteer, we would be happy to have them, and that way we can reach to those regions as well.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you have been helping those Venezuelan migrants. We have a large migrant population,
Right.
Venezuelans here. How do you go about the interaction process? And a lot of them are coming for assistance, looking for jobs, but English is a major issue for them.
Well, we can say we have lucky to have one volunteer who is well versed in Spanish as well as Portuguese. He lived in Venezuela as well. He lived in Brazil as well. So he really know how to speak to them, and he's our teacher too. So basically he's our contact person. But also I actually approached to the Spanish Institute, which is being sponsored by Venezuelan embassy. A lot of Guyanese actually have taken benefit from that Spanish Institute, which they offer free. They wanted to have free English classes for Venezuelan people, but they could not do so because of the lack of funds or whatever. But I told them, okay, we will do that. So he was help, for us to spread the word. So a lot of Venezuelans then contacted us, and again, because of our one person who could speak, fluently, so he is the main person who's looking after all the Venezuelan people.
Okay, so on the ground now, the families that you have been meeting, I guess you may have met children, women and children. How do you? It's like the future of those children or the future of that family. You can do your part, but what about what happens after? Is there like a referral process that you would follow? Somebody who you could put them on to for future assistance? Or do you do your part and you have a stage afterwards? What will happen to that family?
Yes, for example, as I said, the cooking meals. We are providing meals to homeless people. That is just the beginning. The second stage is looking after their wounds. The third stage, which we will work on, is to provide them with hygiene kits, and maybe take a barber, clean them, improve their quality. And the fourth stage would be to improve their mental capacity, guide them, counsel them, and help them to rebuild themselves. So there are different levels, and we have some very dedicated volunteers, experienced volunteers under these headings, these you can say professions, who are helping us to achieve that level. Where as far as the families are concerned, some families, for example, it's not possible. For example, if they're senior citizens, right, the most we can do is to talk to their families. If they have other younger children, that they should also look after their children. Or if somebody is disabled person, so you can't really expect that they would be able to get on their feet. Yes, we can help them to do something else. For example, if there is somebody is jobless, we try to counsel them how they can be independent, what they should do in their life. We have a person in Georgetown, for example, we try to help him to establish a business. He's a senior citizen, he lost his job, but we still try to help him to establish the business, and he's doing whatever he can do that. So yes, at the same time we are trying to make them independent and self-sufficient.
Okay, so what are some of the other plans that you have for the rest of this year? The year just started, and it's a very interesting year in Guyana. I guess you keep that at the back of your mind that we have an election coming up and that sort of thing. The atmosphere will be a bit, tense, but you have your plans, I guess, for the rest of 2020.
Yes. Well, this year we want to continue those programs because continuation is important, right? Food hampers, cooking meals, we will continue, and that's actually it's not that easy to continue. That's another challenge we have because volunteer. We have some dedicated volunteers who leave there, on Sunday, come early in the morning. Some come on Saturday, some come on Sunday. They prepare, chicken. They prepare potatoes. They prepare all those meals for 100 people. Every Sunday they have to do that. Imagine some people, we want to rest,
And this happens at the headquarters?
Right at the headquarters, every Sunday. And so doing it regularly is a big challenge. Even like last week, I spoke to one of the team leader, the team head, and I told her, can we do it every twice a month instead of like doing every week? Then we do the double. We do it 200. So we reach the target too. She said no. People on the street, they're looking for us. Every time we go, they're waiting for us that we provide them food.
And you have a special time when you would go to those locations?
Yes, we go afternoon time. Afternoon time, and people are waiting for us. Yes, we can tell. When we go, people rush to our vehicle to collect food. And well, again, this is just the beginning. If we don't want to provide with food all the time so they become more dependent. We want to make them dependent, but this is how we are trying to win their confidence. We're trying to build a relationship with them so that they will listen to us too when we will counsel to them, right? So there's a long way to go, but yes. So the second stage we are on is to do medical outreaches. As I said, in this month, this Saturday we did medical outreach in Borda, and we looked after 80 people. We checked their blood pressure, blood sugar level, and about 8 people we treated their wounds. And last month in December 2019 we went to Lepel Street, and that's a little dangerous area. Some people tell me, guys, they tell me that, oh, that area, are you safe? I said, yes, we are safe because we're there to help them. And I felt absolutely 100%, comfortably safe, no problem, because we're there to help them and they know us. And we have other volunteers who are very comfortable with them. And I was thinking that, there won't be many people to treat their wounds, because that was first time we were going to treat their wounds. So about very minimum amount of medicines and other things. But when I went there was people after people coming, and I had to go again to the medical store to buy more medical supplies so that we can continue treating their wounds. So, but I felt very satisfied. I felt very happy that we were there to treat their wounds. So that was really nice. So we will continue this program in this year. We also looking for a computer school right in Georgetown, where we will try to have a quality education, quality programs under the computer school. We're trying to get some computers. One of my friends from Canada, he promised to donate some laptops or computer. So, but we need volunteers again, so that's our challenge. We're also trying to get free medicines in the country, again under the medical department, that's from UK. So once we get those free medicines in the country, we will distribute for free, because yes, it's the whole program. Whole program is to distribute free things to help people to build the communities. It's not to make any profit. Yes.
Okay. And how long have you been here in Guyana? You lived here prior to 2018. I guess you have traveled around the country. What are some of your thoughts about the country itself?
Well, I'm very happy to be here, honestly. Although originally I'm from Pakistan, I'm also Canadian. I lived in Canada. My parents and siblings are in Canada as well. So some people ask me, are you, you like Guyana? Meaning, I'm Canadian living in Guyana, what is the incentive? So I tell them, yes, I enjoy. Why? Because, not because of the good infrastructure we have, of course not, compared to Canada, no. But the difference that I'm making in Guyana is huge. That difference I cannot make in Canada. the positive impact that I'm making in Guyana, I cannot make that in Canada. So I'm very happy that I'm here to make a positive change in the lives of people. So that's why, and people overall are very nice and they are very accommodating and they respect. Because I'm Muslim too, so they respect because of that too. So, and that's what I really enjoy,
But so you mentioned that. So one's religious background or doesn't have anything to do with being a part of the organization.
You can say yes, there's some link to it, because in Islam we are taught to look after the people. We have to take care of the communities. We have to build the communities, look after the needy and poor people. That is one of the core of Islamic teaching. So maybe that affected me to be more passionate about humanitarian work, and maybe that's why I'm more into Humanity First, and you can say working together with the Humanity First and my religious teaching as well. But in our organization, we do not discriminate. We have Hindu volunteers, we have Christian volunteers, we have people from all nationalities, ethnicities, and we welcome people to be part of this NGO regardless of their race, religion, or whatsoever.
Okay, Mr. Mansoor. One last thing I wanted to find out is, does the organization partner with any other entity? Could it be NGO? It could be a governmental Ministry of Education. Have you had any interaction with any of those?
Yes, actually we did. Last year actually we had very successful program in Maikoni where about 7 or 8 different NGOs worked together to make a medical outreach very successful, whereby we reached over 600 people. And there were local NGOs, other religious organizations, including US Embassy, the HAP program, Humanitarian Assistance Program. They were part of this thing too. So yes, we love to work with other NGOs, because at the end of the day we want to serve communities, we want to serve people. So we are welcome to work with other NGOs as well. Yes.
So any of the ministries, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Health, have you held any sort of discussion with them?
Yes, we are working with the Ministry of Health, and we did even in the same program, the Ministry of Health, the volunteers were there from the Ministry of Health, and in future we are looking to work with Ministry of Education under the Knowledge for Life program. So definitely we are looking to work with the other entities, including the ministries. So that would be great, because we of course we have to work with the ministries. We have to, and when we work together, we can achieve more. And that's what I noticed, that Humanity First is not about me. It's about the teamwork. It's about the volunteers, and the better the team is, stronger we will be. And so it goes with the other entities as well. So Humanity First alone, yes, we are trying to do, but if we work together with other entities, with other ministries, with other NGOs, we can achieve a lot. And I'm actually more than willing to work with other NGOs and entities and ministries.
Okay, so do you have anything else you would want to say about Humanity First Guyana? Probably an appeal or something the public might want to know more about the organization here you're headquartered in Georgetown.
Yes, yes, sure. I want to request, if you are willing to help mankind, if you're willing to serve mankind, you're most welcome to be part of this NGO. And you can go on Facebook and search our page, Humanity First. You can see the activities that we have been doing. You can follow us over there, and you can be part of this NGO, and you can help in whatever capacity you can. There are a lot of things, and more volunteers, more hands are there is better for the NGO, and that would be really something great that you would enjoy.
All right, so we have been speaking with Mr. Maqsood Mansoor. He is the chairman of Humanity First Guyana, which is a smaller entity to the umbrella organization Humanity First, which is headquartered in the US. And he told us a bit about the mandate of the Humanity First Guyana entity and some of the things that they have been doing since they established themselves here in 2018. Thank you for looking at today's program. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter. Also, you can check out the website www.guyanachronicle.com for news stories as they happen. Thank you once again for looking at the program.